caution and safety. But for those of you who don't know, I am going to court because Onision filed a protective order against me. No, I am not being sued. I am being summoned basically by the court to...
Busy. This is the intro. My camera doesn't go on during the intro. Busy. Not during the intro.
Court. Turns out that the Onion decided that they just were going to drop it. They weren't going to pursue anything whatsoever anymore. They had been seeking an order of protection when Billy the Fridge literally let Onision mount him on a live stream. He had no clue what questions to ask and was not fully informed on the case. This was all over. Well, Billy the Fridge ended up showing up, but I mean, like, seriously, if you watch this, I mean, it's like very, you can see Billy is very uncomfortable. Onision is very
Billy makes Seth film the content. He's too scared to be cameraman.
I know.
Billy the Fridge!
He's their friend.
Very nice. The babyface warriors are not to say anything. Anything that you'd like to say to your fans or the people who are watching us?
Just thank you for all the people that showed up today to support me. It means a lot.
It was a packed courthouse.
It was.
Crazy,
it was
yeah.
way more packed than I thought it was.
And there were a lot of people who were trying to come in who couldn't get in. So I mean, they were here for you, and I mean, really for you, and hoping that Chris Hansen would keep his head in. So thanks for having a seat with me.
Yeah, of course.
So thanks to both you guys. And now I'm just going to have a few minutes with.
All right. Now, we've been paying attention to the Onision saga a lot longer than most channels because I like that Chris Hansen was looking into it. I've literally been watching this entire saga with you guys as it's unfolded. And weird shit is going down in this whole thing. Last night on my new after show channel, the ROCKaLOT YouTube channel, we watched as Onision, how do I say this because I'm probably already demonetized, humped Billy the Fridge, then had a sword fight with him. It was a 7.5 hour live stream, but the funniest thing happened after the weird stuff happened. The funniest thing happened ever because when they left the interview with Onision, which let me just go ahead and cue that sucker up. Actually, Billy's live right now. I should have never went to Onision's house. We'll take a look at why he said he shouldn't have went after we look at what happened when he went. The funniest thing ever, like last night, I was laughing so fucking hard on the ROCKaLOT channel. I almost fell out of my chair. And I mean it, like I was straight up like rolling on the floor laughing because when they leave the interview, they turn on text-to-speech donations. And some of these donations are funny. All right? You won't even believe what they say. So the whole beginning part of this is very annoying because as they're talking to him, they have text-to-speech turn on. Now, Billy wanted that because the people that donate, Onision can hear what they're saying. So get ready, because you're about to witness right now this entire thing. You're about to witness him hearing people call him a groomer, him hearing people say that he's done these really, really horrible things about Chris Hansen. That's not even when it gets funny, because after they leave, some of them were just funny, dude. They were really battering Billy. Like, they were donating, telling Billy that he messed up, and that they really railed against Billy. His audience did after he interviewed Onision. They said they begged him. They basically talked Billy into doing it. And then after Billy interviewed Onision, they weren't happy with the interview and judged him for it. Anyway, let's listen to some of this and tell this story tonight in this live stream on UNIRock 2. Thanks for being here, you guys. Also, I didn't add in my skyscraper windows. I knew things looked really weird over here. I was sitting here this whole time. Skyscraper windows. Okay, I'm sitting here this whole time like my studio doesn't look right. Well, you guys know that I bought a new hard drive and lost all my stuff. I didn't lose it. I still have it. Anyway, though, that's what's wrong, man. That's what's going on over here. Hold on. I got my skyscraper windows right here, dude. I swear. There they are. Hold on. Hold up. Yes! Okay. Oh, I'm behind. I'm out. Let me in, Busy. Let me in, man. This is messed up. Okay. Thank you. Well, thank you. And for some reason, I'm having a hard time connecting. God only knows. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I have 0 viewers according to my playback. Now it's saying 60. Okay. What do I really have? How many? It still says 0? Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. Look. What's going on, YouTube? Because, look, there has to be people watching because my live chat's popping. I guess I just won't know how many of you are here throughout tonight's stream. I don't care anyway. So let's get into it. Because after we talk about... Look, I got my brand new NASA shirt on. You guys like my NASA shirt? After I do this, we're going to talk about our flat Earth debates. Dead? Are they played out? Well, some of the people in my Discord asked me that question before I went live, so I thought, hey, let's talk about it after we watch this, because it gets crazy.
And
Yeah. Is this the sheriff here?
The
No.
sheriff is coming up.
I feel like we should wait for the sheriff.
That's him.
I'm gonna light up if you don't mind.
Oh
Can't
no,
be on private property.
she is there at the end of the road.
What's going on here? What the hell is going on? It's almost like their audio's out of sync. Their audio wasn't out of sync last night. Let me reload it.
Damn it.
A free I'm here to question you.
I want to know when the justice will be brought.
Dude, I'm telling you, their audio's out of sync now. The audio was not out of sync yesterday when we watched this. That sucks.
Yeah.
Why don't we have more questions?
I was told that this person's going to keep going after me until justice happens.
Just,
Like that's what Chris Hansen said online.
So here's what happened. I'm going to sum it up for you. I'm going to skip through it after I sum it up for you just to let you guys know what happened, to kind of get you caught up. Billy does a 7-hour and 20-minute live stream where he drives. He's supposed to be driving to the court case. He's literally going to go to the court. They were going to live stream from court. Then I think they were going to go to Onision's house after court to interview him. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people are giving Billy the Fridge some shit over some different things that came out during the interview. Some people think that Greg admitted, or wait, is it James or Greg? What is it, James or Greg? I'm not trying to be mean. I just get him mixed up. Are we in heaven or hell? Well, if we're in the same place this guy's in, we are in hell, at least right now. I don't know what happens when we die, though, so we'll just wait and see. Anyway, where was I? Oh, some people think that Onision, I'll just call him Onision, admitted to some things during this stream. So I'm kind of interested to hear what he admitted to and listen to it again, but we'll see. Because a couple things came out, like Billy admitted that he had talked to Onision, and Onision knew he was coming.
Mine.
Right.
And
are they giving him a little bit of hell for that? I don't know, because Billy going live and basically with the title, he should have never went to his house. I want to find out why. Give me a minute and we'll go find
Tell
out.
me the laptop story.
I heard that Vince had the laptop for like a month and
But
lost
wasn't
the
it?
laptop.
I thought they turned it into the police first.
I don't know. I heard that they had a whole bunch
First
of...
the laptop was into the police.
I heard there was a bunch of incriminating evidence on you on that laptop, and it sat there, and they accidentally deleted it. So you got lucky.
They accidentally...
Now, this is another reason people are mad at Billy the Fridge. Am I mad at Billy the Fridge? I don't think so, because I don't think, one, we would have gotten any interview of Onision if it wasn't for Billy. And then, two, I don't expect anybody to flip out on the person they're interviewing. You know, they are old friends, and Onision hasn't been charged with anything yet. So, in Billy's eyes, he's just meeting an old friend to talk to him. Now, eventually, the text-to-speech says some really harsh stuff, and they start talking about the cases, okay? That's coming up in a minute. This whole thing about the laptop, I don't even want to get into it, but it turns out that Chris Hansen's helper, Vincent DeCotra, lied about a bunch of stuff. He was telling people they had a laptop that used to be Onision's that he gave to a girl, and that laptop had all this incriminating stuff on it, and that they gave it to the FBI. But then later, he said something different, and basically, Onision is capitalizing on the laptop situation to say that every time there's evidence in this story, it magically disappears, magically gets deleted, and I know that a lot of people are taking that out on Billy because this is where it happened. I think that kind of gives you a peek into why people are mad at Billy the Fridge. I'm just trying to explain it to you. Sarah gave him hell on a live, and Sarah has the laptop with evidence, she said. Anyway, hold on, always doubt. Can you get me a link to Sarah giving him hell on that live stream, or can you just tell my mods where to find it? Because they will find it, and I want to see it. I want to see that. Anyway, let's get into it.
You got lucky that it got accidentally
That's news.
deleted.
Did they accidentally delete it?
I don't know. I heard that something happened to it.
That's crazy. Do they even know whose laptop it was before it was into their possession?
I don't know.
It's a crappy old MacBook. Crappy old MacBook that hadn't been used in a very long time.
Now, the audio and the video are out of sync. I don't know what happened. It must have been YouTube rendering the damn thing after it processed. But they do fight a couple times. Then they fight with sticks. And then Onision literally starts to, you know, you saw it earlier on the quarterings clip, right? It was weird, dude. It was just an awkward, weird interview. And Onision, when he walked up, he's acting all weird and everything. Like, I don't get it. I don't think it's comedy. I don't know if it's funny or not. Like, I don't get that whole thing about him. So maybe I'm just an Onision boomer. I don't know.
Long time.
I don't know.
We're talking like, you know.
Are you dating it? Are you dating it to suggest that the laptop was old enough that all the underage girls on there are now legal? Is that what you're saying?
Now, there's a good question. There's a good question, but the problem is Billy had a dude named Josh with him who was being really disrespectful to the victims of the issue and being just really disrespectful to the issue at large.
It's not my laptop.
Oh,
it's someone else's laptop.
Oh.
Yeah. My laptop is not that. I was gonna say, I actually have mini laptops, and I never gave them to anyone. That one was sold.
Was there illicit material on the laptop?
No.
Okay, so the dude who's with Billy actually asked a good question.
You want to fight?
I was accused of downloading ex-sister-in-law's.
You want to fight?
Porn
You want to
collection.
hold?
All right, they're gonna fight for like 2 minutes. I'm skipping ahead.
So your mom.
I used to use TurboTax, and then my mommy saved me with her accounting skills.
Now, I remember a good part of the interview, so I'm going to skip through the garbage. Because I'm not going to be live long tonight, y'all. So I'm just saying.
You saw me at that thing?
I just want to give you the good parts of this video. I want to get this good stuff to you.
Yeah.
I slept in my fucking car.
You slept in your car because you didn't want to
Because I didn't want anything inappropriate.
That's a perfect alibi, right? Huh?
Yeah, I said that earlier, Henry. Definitely. We're going to look at that in a minute. Is he doing an apology? Is it an apology? Oh, I saw the title. I don't know what Billy's saying yet. I have that video pulled up right here. So when we're done, I'm going to try to go to the beginning of this. Holy shit, he's been streaming for fucking 8 hours still. Wow. I'm going to go to the beginning of this and actually like see what he said about the video. Or you could tell me, Henry, if you saw the whole thing.
You guys are my fucking alibis. You were there.
Yeah, no, you definitely slept in the car because you said you didn't want to be accused of anything. You didn't want to be involved in anything. So that's definitely
Right.
Was that a cougar? I heard like a mountain lion or something.
Oh, he apologized to Sarah. This is the video. It's at the end. No, this is live right now though. Like right now it's live. So is this the video or is it a different video? Let me know always, because I'll find it after we go through this.
Something.
It's that way.
Okay, I don't know. It like echoed off of there.
Sounds like a regular bird.
Okay, cool. I like echoed off.
Awesome.
The garage or
Thank you always. Thank you.
something. It scared the shit out of me. Yeah.
I should go soon.
Yeah, you're really late.
OnisionFans.com.
If any of
He advertises OnisionFans.com constantly. It's his new Patreon, in case you don't know.
OnisionFans.com are watching right now, we'll have them back to you very.
People say that I bring up my donation link too much because every time I crack a Red Bull, a Grinchy Boom loses his wings. And I really don't even bring it up that much. Onision, on the other hand, dude, that's a lot.
Soon. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for not calling the police on us.
Yeah, they didn't.
If I had any
Now, they don't leave. Don't worry.
proof that you were a pedophile, I would go to the.
Okay, hold up. We want to hear them talk about this, okay? Yo, Jimmy! She jumped in the chat and called in about an hour ago. We'll find it. We will find it always. Thank you. I want to hear it.
Watching right now, we'll have them back to you very soon. Thank you for.
Oh, by the way, for everybody who wonders that likes me when I edit videos, I just reinstalled my video editors today and did a video today. It is useless for me to upload right now, and I still need to add in the commentary anyway. But I have everything done, and it's running so much faster, dude. Just to let you know, it's going to be way easier for me to pump out videos.
Hanging with us. Thank you for.
I've been down for days because of my hard drive, for those of you that don't know. It was really difficult making videos with my computer crashing like it was. If it crashed when I was doing an edit, I'd have to start over most of the time.
Not calling the police on us.
Yeah, they didn't even show up.
I'm surprised they didn't show up. It would have been.
Maybe that chick was bluffing.
Talk to the sheriff.
Could have been.
But
or maybe she's watching me standing in the driveway and she's like, oh, no.
She's like, shit. Yeah. Because like.
Here we go.
Yeah.
There's been fake Kai profiles, if that's what you mean.
Here, and we're like,
oh, so you saw the signs, but
yeah.
for some reason other people can't fucking.
Yeah.
There's been fake Kai profiles, if that's what you mean.
Okay, so he asks Onision if his wife had been doing anything wrong. And you know the allegation if you've watched this channel or my after show channel.
People do that. You know, there's like a lot of celebrity profiles that are fake. Mind you, I'm pretty sure Kai did a whole video where it was like faking an Instagram profile to see what happened. Probably look that up on youtube.com/coolguycat.
Now he's shouting out. Now he's using this interview, which was supposed to be about a serious topic, to shout out his wife's YouTube.
On promos in this, thanks.
There's a lot of people watching.
Oh, okay.
I think there's like 3,000 people watching right now.
It must be exciting. How many?
3,000.
Oh, that's nowhere near.
Yeah, it's not.
It's nowhere near Hansen.
They're calling.
Do you hear that? Did you hear what he just said? He just said that's nowhere near Chris Hansen's numbers. That stuck out to me yesterday when I saw this because it shows that he does watch Chris Hansen while he's live. If you watch those videos, those interviews that Chris Hansen did after they're done, you don't get to see how many people were live. You only get to see that while they're live. So, Greg, you do watch Chris Hansen. Charles. What's his name, man?
Billy pedo protector.
Fuck.
Protect me from this.
So his live chat, the donations are starting to call him out for being so nice to Onision.
Okay, if I had any proof that you were a pedophile, I would go to the police.
Yeah.
Before Chris Hansen
Absolutely.
or anybody.
If anyone has a proof like that, you would expect them to.
Yeah,
and then unless, of course, it all gets conveniently deleted.
Again, using this entire thing about his laptop, this alleged laptop being deleted as a defense against the allegations.
Weird how that happens.
I always wanted to wait for proof. I never saw it firsthand. And when Sarah came out and said that, you know, you had fucked her, the entire time you had said things like, you know, that's just a friend, you know, and when she said differently, it made me.
What do you mean the
rethink
entire
everything.
time I said that's just a friend? You mean before she was
whenever people
almost 19?
Well, yeah, before that, definitely. Because like people online would accuse you of things with her when she was 16, 17.
Yeah.
They'd accuse, and I always.
I'm sorry, you're right, Navy. Kai is his husband now. You're right. I apologize. Husband, sorry about that.
Went by what you had said and what
that's
she
why-
had said as her just being a friend that lived there, right? And then there was no sexual relation between you guys.
Yeah.
And there wasn't, as far as I knew, up until Sarah said otherwise.
Right.
So I don't know. Like the entire time, if I would have known a damn thing about you being a pedophile or anything like that.
So an 18 and a half year old says to you, you know, with all this stuff, having lived with you for so long, I could ruin your life if I wanted to. They say that to you. And then later on, they decide.
Okay. Now he's given another really weak-ass defense here. This is another reason why people are mad about the interview. His whole thing here is, if an 18-year-old that lived with you told you, I could ruin your life if I wanted to, he's using this as an out, as a defense. Like she's saying something wrong, just so you know.
Decide to say, when you say, hey, I want to do an NDA, they say, only if I get what I want. And they've been repeatedly pushing to do things with other parties. So you get a situation of sexual extortion there, and then you hit the NDA.
You get a situation of extortion there, and then you hit the NDA. I don't even know what he means. I don't even know what that means.
You can't talk about if you're a person who actually wants to have any credibility in court. So what I'm saying is that when somebody pressures you and then plays victim, it's a pretty fucked up situation, and you're afraid to talk to anybody because no one will believe you. As I told you the other day. You guys were like, I asked these guys, what am I supposed to do in a situation where nobody will believe you? And everyone's all shrugs. And nobody ever will. I'm fucked forever. So let's just keep believing the person who says they have evidence, but then it always gets conveniently deleted. Numerous people. This is what's crazy, is how many times are people going to say they have this horrible evidence and then it gets deleted, or then the chain of custody is somehow destroyed. And that's why I'm looking at the Hansen dude and I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Because your career is like brick wall. If you just fucking Google Chris Hansen in the news, and you see the last year of his life has been absolute hell, and he's doing everything he can to reboot his career. But he picked the absolute worst person. Because what are you going to do with a guy who always sits in his home with cameras on himself all the time?
It's the dumbest argument ever, dude. It's like, Chris Hansen sucks, so it doesn't matter what all these women said. I don't think that really equates. It's a really bad argument.
Someone said they're.
Oh, by the way, I don't think Chris Hansen sucks, just so you know. I never did have an issue with them. If there's a reason to have an issue with them, let me know. But
spamming this, I'm just gonna say it.
Why reward spammers? They're the worst. Everyone hates them.
Could you tell me?
Well, is it because it could be an incriminating question?
Oh, yeah.
They said ask about Kai sending.
You're a good friend. You're a really good friend. Kai would never send anyone anything.
All right.
What I'm saying is.
So he preempts the question, and the question wasn't if he could do if he had sent anything. The question was, did Kai send those kind of pictures to anyone underage? And he preempts the question. He interjects and he says, I would never send anything like that. It's almost like if he didn't answer it for a reason, right? Am I wrong there? It's almost like he kind of knows.
Okay, let's imagine you
Yeah.
are talking to somebody who you know that you should never send anything inappropriate.
Oh my God, I can't watch this. I can't. Here, hold on. What if I do this? There.
Everybody
There.
accuses you of having any intention or any interest in ever sending someone that.
I'm censoring the
What are you supposed to say
douchebaggery.
Did someone get a hold of someone's photos?
Oh my God, he's
Apparently.
still going, dude. It's
how?
not funny, Onision.
And what was the context?
All right.
Did you shave a girl's head?
She wanted me to? What's wrong with that? That's so out of nowhere.
Like historically, you've been into punishment a lot. It seems, right?
No.
Like as like the. With
All right,
the,
let's simulate what I do in
Yeah.
bed. Okay.
Okay, the audio is actually The video is behind the audio because he's about to start humping him. I'm going to skip ahead.
18 and a half. And in my
That does. It's so hard to say shit here.
ask
It's so hard to
questions.
talk. I'm
Ask
trying.
questions of both sides. Don't just ask questions of.
Oh, here he goes. Hold up. Yeah, this is where it gets into it. I just don't want to watch him hump him for he doesn't even talk to him while he's humping him. He just humps him.
They're like, oh, tragedy, dollar signs. What kind of shit is that?
Did you get a lot of money off Christina Grimmie dying?
No, I only tweeted.
Damn.
It wasn't.
You actually had a monetized video about her where you said some really jacked up stuff, or that was only a tweet?
About money. It was about talking about the 40 kids that drowned that no one was talking about, and they're talking about something else instead. But it was a bad time to make that point. But even so,
It's not look, what? That's not what happened when Grimy had that happen. Grimy was literally attacked like separate from everything else. It was a separate incident. You're conflating two incidents so you can complain about it. They reported on those 40 kids.
oh, those kids need to be talked about because they all got drowned for no fucking reason, and everyone only cared about a celebrity instead of a bunch of children.
No, that's not true at all. They did talk about the kids in the news.
Which I think is kind of fucked up.
When you put it that way, it does.
Dude, he literally is nothing but a bag of excuses. Onion excuses. Like a bag that has onions, but instead of onions, it's just excuses.
Doesn't sound as.
Nobody gives the full context. They're just like, oh, let's make.
He sounds like a guilty person, doesn't he? I don't want to just deem him guilty. I'm not trying to say he's guilty of all the stuff. He just acts guilty as hell, does he not?
The most hateful and nearsighted thing about this person and
Change the subject. Yeah, there you go. He does that a lot.
not actually explain the point that someone makes.
I'm supposed to catch.
Cammy says, I fell down the J Station rabbit hole last night. He is awful. Actually did a challenge for his girlfriend. Loved the channel. Lost his sleep. Not so much. I'm so sorry, Cammy. No, it really is a really deep rabbit hole. The video we did yesterday. Oh, yeah. These topics are kind of like weird at first. And I know there's a lot of people that watch my channel that don't like these topics. If you gave these topics a chance, you would really be interested in them. The J Station is so multi-layered, but I'm uploading a video about that soon, by the way.
Catch you in some dirty shit, right? That's what the audience wants. Could you give us something like a misdemeanor? Could you give us a misdemeanor? Like the wetlands.
I'm a former cop.
So he actually then completely defends Onision. I'm going to skip ahead. I'm not putting Billy down, by the way. I don't have anything against Billy the Fridge. I've been on his show before. I thought he was cool. He seemed like a nice guy and everything. So, it's just that I'm not going to hate on him for this interview, but he definitely wasn't prepared for it, and I'll go that far. But
like the law.
But
Air
I believe
Force cop, which isn't a real cop.
I believe the victims.
All
though.
the time I knew you, it felt like you were playing.
So this is where Joe, the guy that came with him, says, "I believe the victims, though," and it gets a little funky after this.
In order to believe victims, they have to be victims. Some people lie, and that's what has anybody ever lied to you?
Yeah, but here's the issue, dude. There are so many different victims that all were chosen because of a very similar thing, which is their age. Okay? Let's say that the age wasn't the limiting factor here in these different people that Kai chose to bring into the home. Let's say they were all of age. No one would care. It's the fact that they were all underage and that there are so many women that have these same stories that make people literally say that you were grooming them. And it's a legit question once you've got more than two. Fuck, dude. It's a legit question it's a legit question for grooming and what they're accusing you of further than that for one. But when you've got 5, you can't just use the defense. They're lying. They all aren't lying. All of them can't be. It's like impossible.
Some people lie, and nobody can comprehend that idea.
When there's 1, you could say some people lie. Once you get 2, it's like, wait a minute now. Then 3, then 4, then 5 or more. It's like, no, bro, no.
That some people lie, especially when it comes to clout and...
Navy says, people don't want to say that Billy is a good guy because he is defending Onion Boy. I think that lots of people defend people until they have a piece of evidence, right? And when it comes to Onision right now, Anyone that's looking into this will tell you the thing I said a week or two ago, well, it was longer than that now, wasn't it? See, this is the issue with getting into these other stories we've hit. It takes us out of all the other stories we've been covering. But the last time I talked about Onision over here, I talked about how everybody's saying that Kai has enough evidence for the FBI to literally charge her at this point because they have evidence that some of these girls claim, as long as the girls aren't lying about the evidence they have, they can prove that Kai received knowingly, wantingly, pictures of underage, you know what I'm saying? So that would be the thing that would put Kai away. That can't be pinned on an Onision, though. That was Kai. All of them said that Onision didn't do those things. Now, the thing that gets me is Kai is way younger than Onision, all right? So it's almost like, you know, he had something to do with it, and it's almost like, you ever heard about those murderers? Like that, like the Onision video that I uploaded, the last one I uploaded that got blocked in all the different countries because somebody struck it. That one talks about these murderers that had their wives doing some of the stuff, and they were trying to use the wife as a defense, right? And it almost makes you ask yourself if Onision's doing that.
And money. How many of these fuckers have GoFundMes? One of them.
He refers to them as fuckers. Some of them are still really young, and he refers to them as fuckers. Why'd you let him stay in your house for all that time if they were... Oh, no, I get it. That is exactly why you let them stay in your house, because that's what you think they are, fuckers. Okay, that's it, yeah.
Just decided to say peace out. Got in a fight with Madison DeCambra. I heard about that.
Oh my God, dude, it's 12:30. I can't be online much longer because I got to go to the after show, but let's get through
Gets in
it.
a little argument with Madison DeCambra and says, I raised $3,000 from shitting all over this dude who dumped me 8 years ago. I raised $3,000, so thanks for your money, guys. Peace out. Nobody's fucking talking about that, are they? Nobody wants to point out all the fucking ugly, nasty scars and pimples of their whole case. What kind of fucking laptop gets allegedly turned into the police, but then never got turned into the police?
But that's Vincent DeCotra, wasn't it? Wasn't it DeCotra who said something like this? You know, there's really, instead of him conflating the whole issue with all these other things, he needs to stick to what the girls said. We already know he watched it. He knows how many live viewers Hansen had, so he has to know.
But then gets sent to someone else, but now the chain of command's broken, and now that the laptop's back, everything's magically deleted. Like, what the fuck is this storyline?
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in all of this. There's a whole lot of questionable stuff going on.
Start looking inward. You have a person who tweeted out, I sold prescription drugs.
Oh my God, I wish Hansen would have got this interview. This is why Onision. He's smart, dude. He's smart. He knows that if he has Billy come question him... Wait a minute. I wonder if Billy was used. Okay, no, hold on. You guys got to help me with this. Do you think that Billy was used, or do you think Billy knew? Because Billy did say that he talked to Onision on the phone before he did this. Do you think that Billy knew? I don't think Billy knew. Does anybody think that, though? Tell me in the chat before we move on. Always Doubt thinks that Billy was used. I agree with Always Doubt. I do think he was used. Did Billy... So the question is, Jimmy, did Billy know that Onision used him to try to get a defensive interview done because he knew he could manipulate Billy being his friend, and he knew he wouldn't be able to manipulate Chris Hansen because Chris Hansen has literally questioned 1,000 of these guys. That's what he did on TV, and he was famous for it. So I think that Onision accepted this interview now that he's not accepting interviews with anybody. There have been all kinds of people trying to get an interview with Onision, and he hasn't accepted any of them until Billy. I think that Onision used Billy. Navy agrees with me. Both, I think, says Joelbot. Oh, shit. Tim says, I think he knew. You know, I wonder if there's any clues in the interview. Or You know, the interview they spend, we didn't watch any of this. We didn't watch any of this. There's like 4 hours of them going to the interview that they streamed, an IRL stream. They streamed traveling there and then going there. Then they streamed driving home and eating dinner or something. Navy says he knew that Billy wasn't going to come at him hard, and I think it's hard to hang out with someone and not know how they are. Me too, bro. Me too. I'm with you.
But like that was like a
That's
response.
a felony.
But
That's a fucking felony.
But because they were trying to out themselves for things they thought you might
They
use
admitted
against
to
them.
a felony.
They're not going to
publicly admitted to a felony.
Nobody's going to press charges on that, right?
I don't know.
I'm sure.
No one's going to press charges on a felony.
Well, Jimmy's right. Onion's answering questions preemptively, so the whole thing seems staged, says Lone Wolf. A lot of people have been saying that on social media. But then again, people said the same thing about my interview with Kyle Curtis. They said it sounded scripted. So dumb, bro. In my opinion, Billy didn't plan it, but money from Super Chat was crazy, so he had to go. Billy knew. Look, I don't hate on Billy for doing this. It's an enormous stream. Let's see how many views he got. I mean, you already know he's going to get massive views. It's over 100,000 already, and it was only done like 2 days ago. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like we can hate Billy for going, but, yeah, it would have been a little bit nice if Billy, since he did dress up in a suit, and he dressed up like Chris Hansen, basically. So, if he could have asked some of those questions, yeah, right? Then again, though, they were taking in the super chats at that, or the text-to-speech at that time. Oh, and they turned off the text-to-speech. That's what screwed it up. Because if the text-to-speech, like when I interviewed Kyle Curtis, I told everybody that I would read the super chats, but they didn't have to donate, because then I would go to the live chat afterwards and get whatever questions people had and ask him. I asked him, I spent days getting the hard questions people wanted me to ask. I made sure to ask every little thing humanly possible so that afterwards nobody could say that, there were things that I should have asked or that I didn't ask. All they had to do is show up, type it in the live chat, and I would have asked it. It would have been nice if Billy would have had something like that here. Because he could have there would have been people out there that would have written down like a million hard questions for him that were really specific, and gotten one of those hardcore interviews. That's what we needed. And Hansen, having talked to all those victims, alleged victims, he's already prepped and primed for it. I kind of wish that Billy would have watched all those streams, right? Do you think Billy did it for views and donos? Okay, listen to what I'm about to say, because I'm not saying this as an insult or to put him down. I do think he did it. I do think that he did it for donos and views. But I don't think he did anything wrong doing it for donos and views. You see, to me, as long as you take it seriously because of the subject matter of it, and I do think Billy did. I think that some of the guys that went with him were very sarcastic. And because of that, people are taking a lot more of that heat out on Billy. But I agree, though. I do think he did it for donos and views. I just don't think there's anything wrong with that. This is how he makes his living. He knew that he could get the interview. He knew that no one else could get the interview, so he went and got the interview. Nobody can fault him for that, in my opinion,
Selling prescription drugs.
Does this make Billy an apologist? Only if he apologized for his actions. Only if he made excuses. Sorry. Good question, Navy, and keep them coming, bro, because these are good questions. Does this interview make Billy an apologist? No, not unless he made weird blanket defense for Onision that he wouldn't make for the victims. I think if he did attack the victims or put down the victims before listening to them, before hearing them out, or as long as you're giving the same courtesy to both sides, I don't think you are one of those. The minute, though, you start to favor one and not the other, but didn't even question the other, didn't even ask the other, those are those major points that factor into my thought process on the whole, apologist situation. So I didn't hear Billy do that when I listened to the interview yesterday. It doesn't mean he didn't. I just didn't hear it, is my response. Risa says there was plenty of time to prepare a list of questions during the drive there. And, you know, you're right. There really was. I think a lot of people on the way there really... And here's how it is. A lot of people were kind of shocked by the way that the interview went. You know, I think they didn't expect it this way. They didn't expect the guy that went with them to be so funny about things, too. Because that's when it gets bad. When it gets really bad once they get back in the car. That's when the audience turns on them. And we're going to watch that in just a minute because I think it's about over. But it's about to get to that point, so let's get to it.
Drugs is a fucking felony. They admitted to it. Brand reaching out. But no.
Reaching out. Said when people were like, she was 17, I'm like, well, he, you know, kind of stuck around.
Almost 8 years. 7.
Yeah, that was one of my defenses of you when I was in the defendant Onision business.
Yeah, if you're targeting people, you typically don't have such inconsistency. And they lost $100 million for a wrongful death suit because, oh, and get this, apparently, and this is just what I researched online, I could be wrong, but apparently like 20 plus of their cases got thrown out because guess what? When you have entrapments, when you do that to people,
He's literally talking shit about Chris Hansen. No, 20% of his cases didn't get thrown out. One of the investigations did, yes.
actually make it so those people are more likely to get away with what they're doing.
Oh.
Everyone's mad because you're protecting me.
I'm giving... Okay.
See, this is the problem, is people online, they punish you for being civil in real life. You have to be hysterical. You have to be WWE.
If you're going to prove to the people that you don't support pedophiles, I want you to punch him in the face.
Yeah, come on.
Then you
All right, they're about to get in the car, and this is where the audience turns on them.
Wonder what the best way to get out of this is.
If I were you, I would have just screamed pedo in his face until he called the cops. If I were you. But I wasn't you. I had to help Seth hold the camera.
Like, what the fuck was Chris Hansen trying to do come here? He's trying to get a conversation with Greg and hear his side of the story.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Hansen would have forced those hard questions onto Greg and would have called him out for any excuses, though, because Hansen's done that in the past.
But
what just happened?
Let me tell you something.
What just happened with James? Excuse me, fuck.
He would have gotten a real interview out of him. That's what would have happened. Not some slithering fucking spineless shit. You didn't even hit him with the stick hard.
I almost put him in the fucking woods because I had him because I'm a big boy. I wasn't trying to put him in the fucking woods. I don't know.
The brave
Here
thing
comes
to do
the donos.
is to take the side.
I don't mind that he got a bunch of donos, but my God, do they get harsh, dude. They get really harsh.
Is that sexual harassment or sexual assault?
It was both. It was fucking weak.
Everybody who's
I'm
saying
ashamed.
everybody who's saying I was supposed to get him to like what? Like what was I supposed to say?
You'll pay. You'll pay. I'll tell you what. I would have said, hey, what about Sarah? That's what I would have said.
I brought up everything. I'm trying to talk to him in a way that...
but you were doing it way too late. You seemed way too buddy-buddy.
Dude, Joe, stop. This is not a fucking joke. I need to tell people exactly what...
He gets mad at Joe. Joe gets crazy. I actually thought Joe got really funny in the car ride home, but the problem is he's joking about a really serious situation, and it pissed everybody off. He should be this funny, just not in this situation.
What I was doing there... I was talking with O'Neill.
Navy says that Billy just did what you were accused of doing with Kyle Curtis. You know, I will kind of agree with you. Yeah. But I think anybody who makes that accusation towards me just didn't watch my video or they commented early in my video because I set up the interview with Kyle Curtis. I knew that in the X amount of time in the beginning, I wanted people who didn't know about the non sequitur situation to be able to click the video and hear the timeline of what happened so that they weren't lost. Because if you do that, then people that don't follow the story won't watch your video. And that's why in the beginning of my interview with Kyle Curtis, I purposely spent, an hour? making sure that he went through what happened and all the way up. And we did jump places because, you know, important things came out, and we went to different places throughout the history of it. But after we got to the history, that's where I went to those specific questions, asked the hard question. I mean, I literally asked the guy not only if he stole money, but if he thought about stealing the money or if he wanted to steal the money. I asked him every single question that could possibly be asked. So when I do hear about people saying that I was too light with Kyle, they just didn't watch the whole interview, because I made sure, and that's another reason, too, that I didn't mind doing the harsher questions towards the end, because I know how YouTube works, y'all. I've been here for a minute, and I know people are going to play that game, and I would rather, you know, I'd rather see if the people that are criticizing me actually watch the video, or if they're just going to freaking just, you know, turn it off after 10 minutes and then say, he didn't ask him hard questions. I asked Kyle the hardest of questions in that interview, and I made sure to do it. And that would have been nice if Billy would have did that. Now, Billy does kind of bring up the allegations. It's just that he lets Onision worm out. I know that's not Billy's fault, but then again, this is why Onision chose Billy. See, Billy needs to know, like, if Billy's mad, like Billy's title right now of his live stream is, I should have never went to Onision's house, right? And if he is mad at anyone, he should be mad at Onision, because it's a function of his narcissistic personality. Onision already knows what the outcome. He's already saying to himself, if I let Billy come talk to me, then people can't say that I'm not speaking out. Then people can't criticize me for not doing interviews, and I can manipulate Billy through the whole interview and sword fight with him and hump him like we always used to when we were joking around, and he'll be cool with me. And in doing that, in Onision doing that, he fucked over Billy. The irony is that Onision looks into Billy's eyes and says, Billy, I brought you down with me, and I'm sorry. They did ask Onision if he was sorry. And Onision said, I'm sorry to everyone I met, and Billy, I brought you down with me, and I'm sorry. That's some weird admission shit right there. Now, he could spin it as a narcissist would. Onision could spin that whole thing and say that, you know, he was apologizing for something else. But they were there to talk to him about that specific thing. So it's almost like he admitted. A lot of people think that Onision admitted to several things during this interview. And did he? It does sound like he did. But the problem is there's no concrete thing. Like Billy, if Billy would have just been like, okay, pause, time out. What are you apologizing for here? I think it would have helped, because I think Onision wouldn't have known what to say. And he might have just made some shit up, you know?
Onision, so he would have as much of a conversation. Chris Hansen saying, I just want to get your side of the story, Onision. And that's what we're doing. We gave him ability to talk. The more I fuck with him, the more I joke, the more I talk shit, the more I do that, the less he's going to fucking speak.
Well, I would think that... What? What the hell did Billy just said that backwards, I think. I think he was driving and he was mad and he said that backwards. I think he was meaning, the more I talk shit with him, the more he's likely to, you know, talk to us and be real with us. But that's not what he said.
We just gave you guys his side of the story, which everybody says they've been clamoring for.
Yeah.
Well, to be completely honest, he didn't really give his side. He just made a couple excuses for things like a laptop and dodged the questions about Kai getting pictures of young women sent to her. Now, that's where he got really nervous. He got really nervous when Kai asked that, when they were asked that question about Kai. And he literally interjects and is like, I would never do that. And it's like, no, we were asking if Kai would. Not only are the women, the victims, saying that Kai did it, but they say they have evidence of it. They've got a chat log that proves it.
Yeah, but why do you support...
Jimmy says, I think Billy has just worked out that he's not the person that should be attempting to get his side of the story. He does work that out. And wait till you hear the text-to-speech donations. They are insane.
Predators.
If you guys wanted me to... Bump.
Shit.
If you guys wanted...
You hit a dog.
It's a good boy. Fuck me.
It's not just that you sympathize with pederasts.
I gotta get... We're going to Drunken Peasants now.
With unalleged pederasts. That was a dog.
Onision legit fucked you on stream, dog.
Yeah, I know.
You did. You really did.
I know.
Come off terribly.
Onision legit humped him on screen, on stream.
Like a coward.
Like a coward.
There you go, flipping and flopping. I thought you were on our side, the side of the people that defend the victims. You know?
He gets really mad.
You gotta think of the victims here.
He gets mad at Joe because Joe seems right now, did he hit a dog? He didn't hit a dog, no. He was joking. Because you could see, when he said it, they were at a stoplight, or a stop sign. You could see it, right? Joe's humor wasn't the right time or subject. You're right. But it was funny as hell. Not at first. It was really bad at first, and it was really annoying. When the text-to-speech donations started coming in, that's when Joe's humor actually was a little funny. I'm just being real with you, okay? I laughed so fucking hard at Joe in those donations that I almost fell out of my chair yesterday.
Why don't you believe the victims?
I just... Stop. I'm trying to get...
The simulated dry humping was very disturbing. I agree it was. It was one of the worst parts. I can't believe we're starting 2020 with this. Thank you, Onision.
You let him rope and dry hump you on cam, beta.
Beta!
Humboldt said, I'm a fan of Joe's humor, but it was in a bad taste here. I agree, Humboldt. Yeah, see, that's it. It was funny because, you know, most of us are fans of that kind of humor and what he was doing. It's just that this wasn't the time or place. It was, maybe that's what made it a little more funny, and maybe Joe knew it. And maybe Joe's that type of comedian where he's like, it's uncomfortable right now, so do we just sit here quiet, or do we actually make some jokes and make everybody laugh? But I really think it would have been better to be quiet, honestly. Like, I hate that. I hate saying that, dude, but it's this. Everyone is so charged over this story. Millions of people are angry over this story. Not just 100,000. Millions are. And you can go look at the views that happen because of it and determine that.
You did.
Repzion has almost 1 million views on a video he did 2 days ago over the court hearing. And then people like the Quartering are putting out videos about how weird this all was. And I agree, it's weird. It's really weird.
God damn it.
You laughed at the victims.
It wasn't hard-hitting journalism, but you tried.
I'm not a fucking hard-hitting journalist. Here's what I am. I'm a guy who used to be friends with him. Like, we'd hang out and eat dinner and stuff. Oh, I got the fucking camera on backwards. That's great.
Joe, you were a pussy the whole
You let
time.
him manipulate the convo and deflect.
You let him do that.
Well,
That's totally true.
Okay, I let him...
See, that's Joe joking in the background. Every one of the text-to-speech donations that make Billy look bad, Joe starts to really push him on Billy, and he starts making Billy feel even worse, and it just gets worse and worse and worse for like an hour and a half, dude. It gets insane.
Talk and speak his side of things that everybody's wanted to fucking get.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanted to get that.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to run him off. I was trying to get as much of his conversation as he would give. Like, how is that?
But you needed to
I'm sorry that the audio is out of sync. It's out of sync from his channel.
be able to call him on his nonsense.
You let him run that conversation so he could change things to fit his bullshit narrative.
Yeah. You let him
Kai
do that.
was 15.
I mean, if Kai was 15, then that's a problem.
Kai was 15?
That's illegal.
Why didn't anyone say this? I was reading the fucking chat.
That's illegal.
Kai was 15, that changes everything. Turn around. Go back to his house.
Joe's joking right now. See, this is why people are angry with Joe. This isn't funny, Joe. I'm just saying, it's pretty bad, dude.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Kai was 15? We gotta ask Kai about this. Do you think she was 15, Seth? I have no idea.
Well, real men don't protect pedos. Here's the thing.
That's
Here's
true.
The thing. Here's the thing.
That's true. Real men do not
You're
protect
all
pedos.
spineless fucking skid marks, and this entire shit show should be further.
Yes.
Motivation to all bury yourselves in the bottom of a well.
Exactly.
That's not a sweet boy
That's
thing to
somebody
say.
who's looking out for the best.
This is where it starts to get really funny because they all just start donating money to say some really mean shit to him. They start memeing out with it.
You guys should still subscribe to Augie RFC.
Augie RFC.
Yeah.
You're right.
Augie.
Who the hell is Augie RFC? We're going to have to go look in a minute. I don't even know who the dude is.
You know what? You didn't think about the victims even once.
Kai turned 17 in October. Onision married her that November. Yeah, they were asking how old was Kai when Onision first went to see her. And some people said that she was 15, and I don't think she was she? I don't know. I'm not making any positive claim. I'm not an expert on the backstory. All I know is the interviews.
Once when we were over there.
Oh my
you thought
God.
about
Some of you guys are experts. You're more than willing to put it in the chat if you want, or you're more than welcome to. I'm sorry. Joe seems like a douche canoe. He's purposely being one, yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Who's the cutie in the back seat?
That's Seth.
Okay, Tilda.
Seth.
That's Seth.
Seth did a wonderful job. Thank you. It wasn't him reading the questions. That was me. You give her Seth the credit.
There is photographic evidence of nudes Kai sent to kids, and you had a sword fight with them.
And you had a sword fight with him.
There's
photographic evidence of Kai, her fucking husband. All right, she showed his dick to.
You're through, Billy. Stop fucking pretending.
Stop fucking pretending. It's time to take a stand. To be a real man for a change. Everyone can see it. Why can't you?
Joe, shut up. You literally hugged him.
Oh shit. That was a misunderstanding.
God.
I thought he was fucking. I thought he thought I was a kid and I was trying to entrap him.
Didn't even ask about the three.
You see what I'm saying, man? Some of the shit Joe says starts to get funny as time goes on in this shit. Oh my God, it was so dumb. It's funny. It's because it's so dumb. It's so inappropriately dumb that it's kind of funny.
Threesomes with Chloe.
I almost choked, dude, on my drink.
There's threesomes with Chloe.
I don't know who the fuck Chloe is.
The fucking threesomes with
Jesus
Chloe.
Christ!
You fucking idiot! What about the fucking threesomes with Chloe, you fucking coward?
I've never heard the name Chloe until this fucking TTS.
Oh my God! Get on Twitter, you fucking idiot! You let him walk. You let him walk.
Like.
Greg, the faggot bent you over and fucked you like cunt pussy, and you need to redeem that.
He did fuck your boy pussy. He did. You looked like a fucking moron.
It's so
moron
gross.
who loves pedophiles.
The wording they use is just gross.
Build your own channel, bro.
You just ruined. You just buried your own fucking channel. I hope you're happy, you cunt. You didn't even ask about fucking Chloe. What the fuck? Fucking Chloe, you idiot. You asshole!
This is where Joe gets really bad. He gets really bad with
My
it.
God! I should have just went there and punched him. I should have, but I forgot and I hugged him like a fucking idiot. Fuck me! I don't... It's shit like that makes people think I don't give a fuck about the fucking victims.
Stop.
When I do!
Stop.
I do anything for the victims. I've invited them over my house several times.
Stop.
They won't return my calls.
Stop.
The victims! I love the victims!
It's a little bit. It's a little cringy on the second pass. On the second listen to, yeah.
All of them!
Did you ask how many bounces his daughter made?
No. Christ.
Oh my God, that's so bad. That text-to-speech is so bad. Somebody said, did you ask how many bounces his daughter made? And if you don't know why the text-to-speech asked that, it's because Onision's, little kid fell out of a second-story window this year, 2019, within the last year. And they ended up finding out about that in the last few days. Really bad text-to-speech donations, man. Really bad.
15!
Gene, I know.
Why did...
Yeah, Joelbot, isn't that crazy bad, dude? It's really cringy, to be honest. Moderate said the problem is I've seen this. This is nothing compared to how bad it gets.
No one tell me.
A good cop, bad cop act is sad and unconvincing.
Exactly. And that's why we shouldn't have tried it on... He saw right through us.
Look.
You can't fool a whole crowd. He could fool your dumb ass.
The entire time there, I thought the cops were on their way.
Where was this attitude during the confrontation?
You know what? You're right.
I'm not laughing at Joe. I'm laughing at the text-to-speech donations. They are horrid.
Turn around. We're going back there.
I mean, they're really honest and all. It's just really brutal. This is the word. Brutal. I'm sorry. They're really brutal.
Fucking done with this, dude.
Turn around.
No.
I'm going to ask him about Chloe and the 15-year-old.
Disappointing, you noted while he called Sarah a liar.
He called Sarah a liar. And you did nothing to defend her.
Okay, for one, if I was nodding, I was nodding out of...
Onision played you hard, Billy. Manipulation at its best.
Okay.
But at the same time, you were
Yes, manipulation at its best. Onision manipulated Billy. Yes.
laughing with him.
You were.
That's the same as making fun of this serious case and the victims.
That's true.
Hold on.
That's
I
very
am
true.
Speechless.
I'm speechless.
Okay, stop.
I'm not going to talk anymore out of solidarity.
Joe,
for the
stop!
victims.
Stop! Okay. Him and I were friends for a long-ass time.
So?
When I show up here, it was very awkward for me to even fucking be there. It was fucking awkward. I'm over here feeling hella nervous and awkward. I haven't talked to him for... Joe, stop. I haven't talked to him for hella fucking long. I had no absolute plans what the fuck was gonna happen with this entire fucking thing. I didn't want to go here. I didn't want to show up. He called me, 3-4 days ago, and I never called him back. I'm going here knowing this guy just tried to...
When are you planning a second interview with him?
Well, maybe I should actually prepare for one and not fucking get 4 hours in traffic because my... Ugh.
I'm
You
unsubscribed.
literally just made my night.
Hey, there was no mind paid. If you're not going to defend the victims, I don't want you donating. In fact, pull your donations.
You guys cowered out so hard face-to-face babies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For one, we were on his property. The sheriff was on its way. There's cameras on our side, on their side.
Give me liberty or give me death.
Didn't even ask why he has SEX in front of his kids.
Yeah.
I didn't know. What the fuck?
Why didn't you ask him about it?
Okay, here's the thing. I wish all of you would have been there instead of me.
Onision fucked me harder than all of his victims combined.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. We promised we would go to Onision's house. We went to Onision's house.
He should have shot us. It would have been
I
a
don't
fate
know
worse.
the hell all you guys in chat expected. I just respect that they made the drive and I got...
All right, I could listen to this for hours, and normally I would, but it's late, and I didn't get started till late today. So, let me see. Let me make sure I've hit everything. Oh, yeah, let's hear what Billy said the next day, okay? Or 2 days later? Or was it the next day? I don't know. You have to look at the dates. So, it's over now, or are people still watching? It must have just damn ended. Oh, shit. So, I can't reload it. Let's hear what he said. This is the beginning.
I am gonna do a little stream, talk about some of the stuff. If you guys got any questions or comments, make sure and shout them out, and we'll try and get to them. Ba-bow, ba-bow, bow. Play this for the intro real quick.
We're going to Drunken Peasants now.
With unalleged pederasts.
To
his house. Kai was 15. We gotta ask Kai about this.
You're all spineless fucking skid marks, and this entire shit show should be further.
Yes, exactly.
That's not a sweet boy
That's
thing to
somebody
say.
who's looking out for the best of us.
You guys should still subscribe to
Augie RFC.
Yeah.
Oh. Tons of nudes Kai sent to pretending.
Stop shit.
I don't know who the fuck Chloe is!
The fucking threesomes with
Jesus
Chloe!
Christ!
You fucking idiot! What about the fucking threesomes with Chloe, you fucking coward?
I've never heard the name Chloe until this fucking TTS!
Oh my god, get on Twitter, you
See, now hold up. Billy even knows. Billy knows the same as me that this is some crazy text-to-speech donations worth a stream. That's what I said last night. I'm like, that deserves a stream in itself. Those text-to-speech donos. He knew this. He started his stream with it today.
Fucking idiot! Don't put that
He's pretty smart about this shit.
on me.
You let him walk!
You're a fucking bitch, dude. You're bitching out. Fucking, I did it.
Like a
You can tell Billy's uncomfortable as fuck, dude.
fucking moron.
Okay, fuck you, all right? Please advocate for victims. I do advocate for victims. I want you to speak out. I think that's the best thing Chris Hansen did, was gave everybody a voice. But I've looked at Chris Hansen's conviction rate
Jimmy, I could only imagine.
from the show, back when he did the show. There was a lot of stuff that he had. He had actual scripted conversations with actual people trying to fuck little kids.
What the fuck?
Stop.
When it's shit like that makes people think I don't give a fuck about the fucking victim. You know what? I do
Dude,
anything
oh
for
my
the victim.
God.
I've invited the
It's so bad that it's funny as fuck. I cannot. Why am I laughing at this? Why is it funny? Oh my God.
over my house
I don't feel like that happened.
several times.
Stop.
They won't return my calls.
Oh my
15?
God.
Why did no one tell me?
A good cop,
So
bad
bad.
cop out.
It's the cuts, dude. It's the damn editing cuts. It just turns it into something just weird as fuck, bro. It's so weird.
It's sad and unconvincing.
Exactly.
Trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when
I
angels.
heard the shit Greg has said before.
Oh my God! Nobody's invalidating the victims. Everybody said they wanted Greg's side of the fucking story.
Turn around.
Look how bad
and
he looks all
I was there to
scowling
suck his
back
dick.
there.
Billy, spend the money on braces, you ugly fat fuck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ultra, I'm with you.
I can't believe you blamed a victim.
The hate mob is coming after him. Billy, you are
Oh, we know that you understand this. We know you get the interview. We know.
awesome for exonerating
God
Onision.
damn it.
Onision's career saved.
Go to the fucking.
You did great, Billy. Thanks you. You got a huge crazy mob surge the chat. Don't sweat this trash, Billy, and don't let them make a victim of you. Just be safe, MUH dude. FYI, you're going to hear ETA for the rest of your life. Keemstar is so mad about this interview. Good luck. Can you tell this Joe guy to shut his fucking yap?
You know, you really should. Why do you let me get away with shit like that? What the fuck's wrong with you? When are you gonna man up?
Oh, fuck. It's the editing cuts. It's the editing cuts, dude. I like the music. I'm about to steal that. I'm about to steal that beat.
This guy
I'm about to steal it.
edited this. His name's Bill Numerator. He's got
Bill Numerator. Oh hell no! I gotta look this shit up.
17 subscribers, and he put that together. I thought it was really funny, even though it was taking the piss out of me. Was Keem mad? Keem was not mad. Keem was not mad.
I got it. I got it, y'all.
Yeah.
I got it.
I am going to go over a couple of things, and I haven't even sat down and watched the entire interview that happened. I've seen clips from a ton of people.
Yeah.
I love you, Jackie. I love everybody, honestly. Even the people who are mad. Even the people who are mad at me. I understand why you're angry. I understand. You came up expecting me to be like Chris Hansen and get Onision to admit to all the wrong he's done. And I don't think I have the tools to do that. My tools are comedy, and I happen to have access to Onision through a friendship we used to have. So I knew if I showed up at his house, things could go many different ways. I think ultimately if you look at my stream and watch it, I'm like for hours like, no, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Of course I did it. You can't fault anybody but me for going there. But I definitely thought that I could bring big time dono. We're the dono. The life of a free spirit. Support Billy 100. Thank you, Spirit. That's sweet of you. The idea was for me to bring a unique perspective on everything. And of course, I'm going to be joking. The entire ride there, people are like saying stuff. And Joe, like, this is setting the tone. Joe was like, we're going to kidnap his kids. We're not leaving without those kids. We're not leaving without those kids. I'm going for those kids. Like he has any jurisdiction to take their kids from them, right? Like nobody caught on then that it was going to be jokey, right? Like that's just the type of people we are. Amidst that, I was going to do the best I could to get questions out of him. And I think that I did get, looking back on it, looking at a lot of the stuff, I did ask him a lot of questions that are not co-signing his actions. And people are like, you sword fighted, you let him hump you. I didn't know what the hell to do in those.
You could tell though that I'll defend him. I'll defend Billy on that because how does anybody deal with that shit?
Moments like everybody's like, I would just wish somebody better would have done. I wish somebody better would have done it too, but nobody better would have gotten in there and had that opportunity. There's people who think it was all staged and set up. It wasn't. I didn't want to do it. If you look at the stream, I started the stream. I was going to go to the court proceedings and live stream there. I was going to go try and probably interview repzion, talk
David, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
with people who showed up, maybe confront Onision if I didn't want to, but I knew he might be there. He might come up to me. I didn't know. I got a flat tire on my way to the courthouse, threw all my plans off, and I'd already started streaming when I figured it out. The flat tire was 100% legit. Like, everybody thinks this is all fake. If you watch the entire stream, 7 hours, that is all literally what unfolded.
Yeah.
From the moment I planned to go to the courthouse. And if you think that was bullshit, then you are wrong. There's no opinion there. That's just literally true.
Navy.
And
Navy. Thanks, dude.
I see there was like let's see, was this the one? This might be one. This is Andy Worski talking about. I know he was watching live and laughing the entire time through. I haven't seen this video yet. I wonder what Andy Worski has to say about all this.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, where do I start? Okay, I'm going to try to keep this as condensed. Yeah.
Is that fucking Andy Worski's voice? Hold the front door. Is that really Worski? What is it Worski? What was Worski famous for? What's his whole thing now? He's got the gun, he's pointing it at him. What does he say? There's a famous phrase that Worski's famous for now. What was it? Get back, or what did he say? Aim. Thank you, J.A. Yes. Aim. Yeah. How? Stay the fuck back. Aim. How did Worski talk? Who the fuck is Daniel James?
Explain as much as possible, which is going to be very difficult. This is, of course, coming off the heels of yesterday's video where I talked about Onision and how he lost to Miss repzion and served the wrong Chris Hansen, some funny stuff. At the end of that video, I was watching Billy the Fridge live, who was going to confront Onision at his house. And I was like, get your popcorns ready. I put the link and stuff. And
get your popcorns ready.
Aim, aim, aim.
A lot of people want to get their popcorns ready
back.
for this. That's honestly why I do any IRL streaming, is to entertain. People are like, you took advantage of the victims, and I understand how you might think that and feel that way, and
I don't know, dude, because your audience are the ones that talk you into going.
Honestly wish I hadn't gone to his house at all because of that, right? Things just spiraled out of hand, but it happened, and I had no intention of hurting people. I just did.
The only issue is, you know how we've heard a million YouTube apologies? I don't even think Billy's apologizing. Billy just seems to be telling us what's up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
What I did, because the wheels were in motion, you know, it's hard to get off that train when it's going. It's really hard to stop a moving fucking train. Get your popcorns ready, guys, or get your pitchforks ready, whichever one you want.
I watched the entire drive on the way there, and they were really funny. I like Billy the Fridge, and I was laughing at him and the other Joe guy. And they make it there, and Onision, like, I'm not gonna show. Okay, I'll link the interview down there. Okay, there'll be the interview where they talk to Onision down there. But I'm not gonna show it. For many reasons. I mean, the first reason it being it's a 50-minute video. That's right, 50 minutes of that whole 7-hour live stream was them talking to Onision. So picking.
I, as an IRL streamer, you want to make the content last as long as possible. If you sacrifice your morals in the process, if shit gets weird, if somebody humps your leg, it fucking happens, right? Everybody's like, he fucked you. Onision fucked you. And I'm like, yeah, it was weird. It was uncomfortable. I wasn't like, yeah, dude, hump me. He was like, you want to see what I do to girls or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, that would be pretty telling.
No.
And then he comes up and he grabs me by my throat, starts humping my leg, and I'm like, is this really happening? Like, there's another live stream I did where a girl starts kissing me in her boyfriend's apartment, and I'm like, I freeze up there too. I'm like, and I don't know what to do, because it's like anything you do in that moment could splinter off into a multitude of different outcomes. And sometimes freezing is the way to, like, contain the trouble that comes off of that. I don't know, man.
You know, bits and pieces is going to be very difficult. I'll explain. I mean, if you want to watch it and then come back to this video, I understand. But I'm going to explain why this interview went horribly. Horribly. They were not...
Like, calling it an interview, right? Calling it an interview. I wasn't going there with plans to interview. I was literally... people.
How does Worski get to tell you how bad an interview is? That's like Satan trying to tell one of his demons how to torture, how bad torture is.
People were like, go to Onision's house, and I'm hoping 100% that the cops show up before he calls the cops on us right off the bat. When the woman pulled up and was like, the sheriff's been called, he's on his way, I felt like best possible outcome.
Oh my God, Billy, you can turn down your sound notifications to like 25% because you got them at 50% right now and they're loud.
Blueberry King says, you did good. Don't listen to him. You are a good boy. Thank you, Blueberry King.
You've done that with Worski? Wow. Often? Holy shit.
So I'm thinking best possible outcome. The sheriff comes. We get some sheriff pressing. He tells us never to come back there again. And then this saga is over, right? But no.
Yeah.
Prepared. And Onision.
Iman Quinn says, why did you go there? If you watch my 7-hour stream, I'm saying I don't want to go there. It's a stupid idea. It's a bad idea for at least an hour. On the way there, I'm like, this is a stupid idea. This is a bad idea. I went there because my chat expected me to go to the courthouse and I got a flat tire and I couldn't make it to the courthouse. And they were all disappointed, so I had to try and do something to make up for that. As a live streamer, your chat trusts you to bring some sort of content, right? That's the deal you make with somebody for watching you live.
Yeah.
Like you watch me live, I'll go out in public and I will try to deliver to you entertainment content so you're happy you spent your time waiting through a 7-hour stream, right?
Yeah.
Onision managed to try to explain himself
right
without any contention.
I know, bro.
Pretty much they shit on Chris Hansen at one point. Not they, Onision did, and they let him do that.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to
How does Worski get to say anything?
defend Chris Hansen, all right? Chris Hansen is a grown-ass man. He's bringing the fight to Onision. It's
Billy, why are you listening to him, dude? Why are you listening to him right now, bro? He's been gone ever since the Florida thing.
been months. We only ever got the information about his private information about his child falling out of a window that everybody wants to use against Onision. Me personally, if I was the father of that kid, I would blame myself no matter how little guilt I had for it. And just bringing that shit up to me would break my fucking heart. So I don't appreciate when people use that against him, because if they use that against me, I would cry every fucking time I thought of that. If I had a kid, I just thinking of my niece and nephew, if something happened while I was watching them, that's just too much for me. And when people weaponize that stuff, you better have some proof that he did something. And yeah, the emails he made or the tweets he made were terrible and disgusting and gross. But that's a little fucking kid. And the only reason they have that is because when Chris Hansen went to Onision's house, the police came and talked to him and they were like, call the information line or whatever and get more information on Onision. And then it all comes out afterwards, right? Like, why wasn't this happening months ago? Why weren't they calling the information line months ago? This investigation is taking a hell of a long time. And maybe they take long, right? Maybe they take long. But the more you see, the more unfolding, the more people that are surrounding it, the more people that are doxing people in link to it. You see the Vince Nicotra shit that's going on. You see him being taken away.
We've already gone past 404. Timestamp 404 for what? Yeah, we're already way out there, dude. Billy is sweating this big time. I honestly didn't buy that woman that claimed to call the cops. What Billy says make a lot of sense. The SJW just wants someone to attack. Timestamp 404, Christina says. I'm not sure what 404 means.
People are saying he didn't have anything to do with the show. He reached out to me after Chris Hansen said he was distancing himself from the show. Vince Nicotra reached out to me to be on the show when everybody else thought that Vince was not working with the show, because that's what they publicly announced. Vince is being distanced from the show. He wasn't being distanced. He was being quieted while he still did the work.
Well, no shit. Nobody thought that. Everybody said that. I said that, Billy. Like what? 3 weeks ago or whenever the Vincent DeCotra shit happened, I said that they're not going to fire DeCotra. He's just going to put him in the background.
He reached out to me, and a lot of people that talked to him said they were pre-screened for interviews by Vince DeCotra so that Chris Hansen could then know exactly what to ask these people live because Vince already did the pre-screen interview. There's a whole lot going on behind this.
Well, that's normal, though. A pre-screened interview, I don't do it, but I mean, if you're doing like a big interview, and you're trying to find the people to have on the show, DeCotra is going to take all the people that want to come on or that they have been told should come on. He's going to go talk to them, and Chris is going to say, ask them these things, and then, if there's an issue, come let me know so that we know whether to have them on the show or not. But I don't know what you mean.
There's a whole lot going on behind this that is shady as fuck, okay? Chris Hansen, people are like, Billy, you're scummy. You're only doing this for views and money. I only IRL stream because of views and money. Money because it's enticing for me to stream. Views because I'm an entertainer and I want people to watch me. I'm not an investigative journalist. I'm not doing this for altruism, and Chris Hansen is not doing it for altruism either. He's got an agenda. He is getting some clout. He's paying his fucking bills. He's got people around him that are shady as fuck. Vince DeCotra was one, and they said that he was distanced from the thing, but while he was supposed to be distanced, he hits me up for an interview. And Vince is the one coming at me, and I'm like, yeah, let's talk, let's do this. I'll go on Chris Hansen. I'll go on Chris Hansen.
I think Billy's taking the spill the tea approach. Am I wrong here? Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said, Jimmy. Yeah, dude.
And the whole time he's distanced from the show. And then the moderators are the ones that have to go public with all this, saying what a fucking shitheel Vince DeCotra was being. The moderators have to go public for them to do anything about it because that's their entire moderation team. Like, we got a problem here. And then finally they kick him out. And then what happens? Vince goes nuclear publicly about it. It's a shit show over there, guys. I'm not going to blindly follow and defend Chris Hansen just because he's Chris Hansen. He's a fucking dead meme like I am. Where's Leafy? Have a seat. It's a dead meme. Grass.
Well, of course. Okay, we're all pretty much fuck the clout type shit, right?
Grasping for some sort of relevance.
That's where we're supposed to be right now.
And that's what I'm doing right now, grasping for some relevancy. Ta-da! But I have something to say, and if you want to listen, stay tuned.
Brent Sonier donated $2. Don't waste your energy on these fucking crybabies. Live your life, Bill Fridge.
Hey, thank you, Brent.
We'll come back to that on the after show, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry I got started late. I wanted to come say hi. I wanted to at least get this part done at least. We're a little bit ahead of the game for tomorrow's streams now. And tomorrow, I don't want to lie to you, either tomorrow or Tuesday, we'll be starting really early. Tomorrow, I got a lot of video production to do. Luckily, I'm ahead of the game because that's why I'm late today. I've got an entire video edited other than the commentary, but I've already got a lot done towards it. All I got to do is record it, throw it in there. Keep an eye out for the upload tomorrow. And as long as I have time and I'm not late tomorrow, we'll be live Tuesday at the very latest for an extremely long live stream to get caught up on all the stuff that we haven't been able to get caught up on since I've been installing hard drives, installing programs, and getting everything redone. But you can head over to the ROCKaLOT channel on YouTube. As soon as the music starts, I will turn it on. It's already ready. It's already scheduled. Billy is a blue falcon. Uh-oh. Anyway, I will see you over there because we've got some stuff to do that I don't want to talk about over here on UNIRock anymore. I'm going to do it over in the parking lot on the YouTube channel, ROCKaLOT. See you there. Heading there now.